Greetings, humans and fellow fairy creatures. God, it feels good to be back on the old rig, my original gaming PC. I mean, you know, the laptop that I was using to stream. More stickers coming soon. Yeah, but it's technically a gaming laptop, but it's one of the lower end gaming laptops. So unfortunately, the prototype, while it will run on it, it will lag a bit when it's running with the cutscenes and everything. So, and that's just when I'm not streaming. So I don't want to imagine how much lag it'll be if I try to stream that. So I figure since I'm finally back on my gaming PC, the desktop, I can now do stuff with the prototype. And what better way to come back than to come back to some Radiata stories. Hello, Devin. Hello, Cat. Neri, and then the other cat. We've got Catherine here. How's everyone doing? Good, good. I am going to show you guys the grand, very boring slideshow. Let's see if it will work. No. I was having some trouble with it before. Right now it doesn't seem to want to... There we go. So apparently I have to have the window up in order for it to work. So, your stickers from Skiz are on the way. What's the shirt? Oh yeah, the shirt, yes. I almost forgot. This is, I've had this shirt for a while, but I've never worn it on stream. This is Arvos. He's one of the villains who's from the same, TV show that my booby mouse pad is from. Not the same character, but they are both elves of some sort. It is Dragon Prince, yes, I bought it. I forgot where I bought it. It was like... I don't think it's an official shirt. Or maybe it is, I'm not sure. But when I saw it in the Dragon Prince Mino, and I'm like, I have to have it. This music is called Hip Hop de Chocobo from the Final Fantasy VII Remake. This is a 10-hour loop, so that way it won't, the music will never stop. Yeah, I've got my titty pad. Yeah, that's why you've never seen it. Yeah. So anyway, going back to the slideshow. You can kind of see Skiz's keychain right there. But that was right before I left. Everything's all packed up and ready to go. Obligatory picture of the airport, just to prove that I didn't walk there. And whenever see that game that's being hosted where everyone was buried in Final Fantasy VII. Oh yeah, that was Eyes on B. She's a pretty cool streamer. She knows of Radiata stories as well. In fact, that's how I met her. Oh. So, while I was waiting for my flight, I always like to get to the airport early so I can, you know, get something to eat. Like, I'm not rushing around. Decided to see myself off with a Chicago hot dog. They had this very aggressive sign in it in the restaurant. Notice it is considered bad manners and harmful to your taste buds to put ketchup on your hot dog within the city limits of Chicago. And yeah, that was my last hot dog since leaving. Figure I can't get that when I'm in Maine, so. Also, when I finally landed in Maine, we found this dead bird in the stairwell of the parking garage that Devin had parked in. Not that interesting, but I thought it was, I don't know, I have a weird fascination with dead things. Yeah, it's a pickle dog. Actually, do you know what's in this? It's, hold on. It's everything but the kitchen sink is what they say. And you're not supposed to put ketchup on it, but there's, like, relish, a tomato slice, jalapeno, onions, pickle, spear. Forgot what else. But, yeah. I prefer mine to be boiled rather than grilled, but I guess they didn't really give me a choice. Hey, Ed, how's it going? How was your stream, by the way? Wait, no. I was thinking of Molly. I saw you in Molly's stream. Yeah, dead things and shit. Yeah, are you feeling better? Sorry, I'll take my, take the image off of that dead bird. That's not very pleasant. But yeah, that's the sign for the Portland International Jetport, not to be confused with Portland International Airport, which is in Portland, Oregon, not Portland, Maine. Not jalapeno sports peppers. Are they? I thought it was jalapenos. Wow, fuck, I don't know the difference. Anyway, hey Lily, Cassie. I have a bad habit of, like, even though I know people's names, I just tend to read people's username. It's just easier. Anyway, so the day after I arrived, Devin had intended to, he had to get something done with his car, and he intended to get it done before I came, but one way or another he wasn't able to, so the next day we dropped his car off at the mechanic and walked around town while it was getting fixed. And we passed by this Domino's Pizza, where there's the seagull who is waiting outside, and apparently this seagull does this all the time. Like, I checked on Instagram, and the local police department even knows about it. That seagull will just kind of hang out outside of Domino's Pizza. I got a video of it, hoping that people will bring out food for it. And the seagulls in New England are massive. I mean, granted, I don't really go up to too many seagulls around here, but I don't think they're nearly that big. Yeah, the local seagull is just likes to panhandle. Molly's stream is going great. She's doing really well with her charity goals. Good. Looking at the numbers, still at 400. Unless you're getting one in Michigan, sports pepper aren't a thing. That I did not know. When Catherine and her husband came to visit here back in, I think it was April? Early April? Or maybe it was late March. We went to this one, like, Chicago place. What was it called? Al's Beef. Which is apparently, like, a famous place. I didn't really like it because they fucked up my hot dog. They didn't put the tomato wedge on it, and, like, there's some other stuff that was missing. I'm like, this is blasphemy. Anyway, so I got permission from Devin to show you guys this. Since you can't really see his face, and you won't be able to hear his voice either. But this is probably about as much as Devin as you're ever going to see. This is he and his sparring partner doing some fencing. Devin does fencing as a hobby. Seagulls are the real apex predators. They are. Especially when they spread out their wings. But they do this really cool thing where they kick up the sword with their foot and then they spar. So that's Devin in action. Devin's the one in the blue coat. Went to a local park. It was really hot that day. Like, I wouldn't say it was in the 90s. It was like in the 80s or, I don't know. I forgot what, oh, it's called saluting? I gotcha. Well, anyway, it was really hot that day, and he lost his knee pad right there, but that coat he's wearing is really, really thick. And he was sweating in it. I think they only went for, like, maybe an hour, because playing in that heat was just unbearable. I was wearing just weather appropriate clothing, t-shirt and shorts, so I can't imagine how he was wearing a coat and all that. But you gotta keep yourself safe when you're fencing. was. Do you get drunk when your opponent in the basketball net when you win? Oh, do you get to dunk your opponent in the basketball net? Well, I don't know. I can't answer that question. That's a question for Devin. And his sparring partner had this interesting looking mask. Looks like something from an anime, but I'm uncultured, so I wouldn't be able to tell you what that is. And sometime later on, there was like a group of, it was like a mom with her like two young, maybe it was 2 or 3 young children, and they were like, you know, like 4 years old, whatever. They just kind of stood there, like on the sidewalk and watched. They were really into it. It's from a game. Gotcha. Or at least you think it is. And there's a Henry Street in Portland. And I got my picture next to it, or, you know, below it. I'm a simple man. I see a Henry Street and I take a picture with it. So, this is kind of interesting. A little dunk on Twitch streamers. This was at the main... what was it called? It's the acronym is MECA. It's basically like an art college. And this was an art exhibit of a streamer's bedroom. Let's have a closer look at all this shit. You got the cheese balls, you got the mattress on the floor, all this junk around. The really expensive gamer chair. Mountain Dew. And get to see it at a better angle. There's a hamburger. That's not a real hamburger. It was made of plastic, and you got the big-titted anime girls. I just thought it was kind of funny. When I first saw it, I did a double take because I thought that was somebody's bedroom. Like it was like some fancy condo, but no, it's just an art exhibit. I don't know. And so this is the pickle soup that Devin made. I helped him cut the vegetables, but it was... I wasn't sure if I would like it, but it was actually pretty good. Went for seconds. Apparently it's of either Polish or Russian origin. I don't know, general Eastern European stuff. And that's a pot pie. We didn't make it. It came frozen. It was one of those like Marie Callender pot pies. But it reminded me of the meat pies from Sweetie Todd. Some pizza. Devin got some leftover sourdough bread from his job. Is it sour? Yes, it is sour. The soup is, anyway. But, yeah, this is some pizza that was made with sourdough bread from, that was left over from Devin's job. It's mushroom and spinach. It was really good. Some gelato. Went up for gelato. I've never had gelato before, but I decided to try it. And this stuff was pretty good. I think it was like a... What flavor was it? Well, it doesn't really matter. It tasted good at first, but then I started to get sick of it. And it started to remind me of the colonoscopy prep I have to drink anytime I get a colonoscopy, which... By the way, I need to schedule another one for this year. But, for those of you who've never drunk colonoscopy prep, it's not pleasant. It tastes very citrusy and kind of like when you take the first sip, it's like, oh, this isn't too bad. It kind of tastes like really like sweet Sprite. But when you have to drink a whole gallon of it, you get sick of it really quick. And so, yeah, that's the gelato just started to remind me of the colonoscopy prep. This is a little train. I mean, it is a real train, but it's not like a commuter train. It's like a little thing that tourists will go on. And Devin told me that they only run it during the winter for like Christmas, but we saw it running back and forth. It was going like along the coast. That's some big ass like rope propeller. It's the train from Maine. Yes, Maine narrow gauge something. I don't know. That's my best impression of a propeller. Well, I guess it runs in the summer. And we went to the coast. It was pretty. I have some more pictures of like the beach and all that shit. Those people at the Scandinavian store said so. Yeah, the narrow gauge. Yeah. So the people from the Scandinavian store said that it runs in the summer, or did they say that it only runs in the winter? Used to ride it a lot as a kid. Yeah, we didn't get to ride it, but we did see it pass by. It's pretty cool. We went, like, somewhere right around here, we saw a horseshoe crab, but he was dead. It was kind of floating upside down. Oh, they said it was in the summer, too. Yeah, that makes sense. This is, it's a snail that we found. It was holding onto a rock. Actually, no, this was the one that wasn't holding onto a rock. But we did find a snail later on that, was holding onto a rock. That's me at the beach. Just, living my best life in the sand. That was like seaweed or something that got stuck in my hair and didn't want to come out. It happens. Then later on we got some fried calamari and fried shrimp. Really, really good stuff. And this is a fort. I'm not really sure when it's from, but I think it's from like World War II or something. But it's at the community college that Devin went to. This is like where a turret used to be. I mean, I can't imagine it was from the Revolutionary War. This concrete looks a little too, a little too advanced for the Revolutionary War, or maybe World War I. I'm not sure. But these little nooks right here, I think there used to be cannons that would stick out. Devin said that he liked to sit there and like do his homework and study there. There's another little snail. You really want that shrimp again? I want that calamari. And knowing that it's not that hard to make, I might just go to the store and buy some calamari and deep fry it myself. Yeah, right. That's the lighthouse. The Portland Headlight, I believe it's called. Really cool. Just some pretty pictures of the coast. This is a little mural of Jesus that we saw on the side of some church, and Devin said that it was how do you say aha ego Jesus? You know, the Japanese girl having an orgasm. Jesus. Just make sure you don't fry too long or it gets chewy. Yeah. I gotta make sure not to do that. Yeah, there's Ahayego Jesus. This is some outdoor dining, but for some reason they use like these weird office chairs in place of regular chairs. I just thought it was a little bit gaudy. We went into New Hampshire for a bit to go see Devin's mom and his siblings. When we passed into New Hampshire. But before we passed into New Hampshire, we got sort of caught up at this Maine, we were still in Maine. There was this, like, food drive, toll. No, food pantry toll, that's what it was. So, like, we're just driving on some, like, you know, small street. Like, it wasn't an interstate or, like, a highway or anything. We were just driving through the small town. And we encountered this little, not a toll booth, but there's just some guy holding, like, a collection bucket for the food pantry. And it was just really awkward because, like, Devin had just paid cash for an actual toll early, like, further up the highway. And it was just, like, the most awkward thing, and I've never seen anything like that before. I've never heard of, like, a charity toll. So Devin's just kind of like, I wasn't really expecting this, but, like, here's, like, a couple of pennies and, like, a dime. And we're just kind of on our way. I legit only had enough for the actual tolls that had, like, 14 cents, right? I'm just like, holy shit, like, are they gonna hold us captive if we don't donate? Anyway, I didn't get a picture of that, but this is a tower. We got some food, went to a park. That's the view from the tower, very scenic. Then afterwards, we went to a candy shop. This is a giant gummy snake. It's worth $150 according to the sign, or $160 or something like that. It's over $100. Made me look like an asshole, right? Well, I'm sure they get it all the time. I mean, I don't think very many people expect a toll. And the police were right there. They weren't doing anything about it, so I guess it was like, it was okay by them. There's a chocolate dragon. Finders keepers. So this is kind of like a Kinder Egg, but not quite. It's a chocolate egg, a hollow chocolate egg that comes with a toy, but the toy, like the little pod, comes separate from the chocolate egg. And the chocolate egg doesn't even have white chocolate in the middle like a Kinder Egg does, so that was just a ripoff. But I did get some. They had like a shelf of Harry Potter themed candies and stuff. They didn't have chocolate frogs. I was more disappointed about that, but they had some chocolate wands and this butter beer, which is basically butterscotch flavored cream soda. Yeah, it was a bootleg Kinder Egg. It's called a bullshit Kinder Egg, I'm more like. Went walking in the forest. That's me in like a little tire thing. It's not a swing. It doesn't swing back and forth. It just kind of floats there. But if I fits, I sits. And they had a bunch of other like little gym equipment around the walk path. But it was a nice little scenic walk. I'm a huge sucker for forests, especially forests that have like evergreen trees and whatnot. I love anything that reminds me, even remotely, of the Gnome region. Some more forest pictures. This is some weird, I'm not even really sure what this is. It looks kind of like a well. I don't know. And there was like, I don't know, like a dungeon? Who knows? But if anyone knows what this is, please let me know, because Devin and I have no idea what it is. Henry, can you do pull-ups? And I can't. Yeah, but I'm also like very light. I only weigh 120 pounds. That's oh, at the candy shop we got this like beer flavored lollipop. It actually did kind of taste slightly like beer. This was a lager one. Jarvis approves. Some baked chicken that I made with Devin. You're gonna have to refresh my memory on what these things are called. Fiddleheads, I think? Yeah, fiddleheads. I was about to call them fiddlesticks. But, yeah, fiddleheads. They, and I remember that now because they're like the head of like a fiddle, like, you know, like how a violin and a fiddle has the little curly head at the top. But apparently, so I think these aren't something that are grown, they're foraged, and he got this from his mom. And apparently they're poisonous if you don't cook them. Or if you don't cook them right. That's paella. That's like a bunch of like meat and mussels and squid and stuff. And that's the dish I told you guys about. That's they can make you really sick from what I've heard. Yeah. But this is what I was talking about. Normally I don't like rice dishes, but this was really good actually. More up close. Okay, so I have to tell Devin. Hold on a second. Devin, avert your eyes for this next part if you're gonna get grossed out. This is the sink story. Okay, so I have to tell this story. It's so funny. So Devin had a really blocked up sink. Alright, look away if you don't want to see it. But his sink was really blocked up, and Drano just wasn't doing the trick, so he got this little like zip it thing. Like, I think I talked about this in the last stream. Like, you feed it down the drain, and then you just pull it up really quick, and it pulls out all the gunk. And that's all the stuff that we got out of there. Well, I got out of there. Devin only, well, he tried to pull it out, but he was just getting too grossed out. He's like, oh my god, I'm gonna be sick. But at least if I throw up, I will be into the sink. But he's just like, no, fuck this. I'm not doing it. So I decided to do it for him. Devin will tell you when it's okay to... Okay. I gagged when I tried and Henry had to do it. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Devin tried to pull it out, but he just got so grossed out with all the gunk and shit. And I'm describing it to him, like, saying, like, oh yeah, just think about it. Like, this is years worth of toothpaste and snot and hair and spit. And he's like, no, don't describe it to me. And he was so grossed out that he hid behind the shower curtain. He could have just left the room or faced the wall, but he had to go the extra mile and hide behind the shower curtain. And that's when I started telling, I'm like, Devin, are you seriously hiding behind the curtain? Yeah. And so that's when I started describing, like, what the gunk looked and felt like. And he's like, no, don't, I'm gonna gag. I'm gonna throw up. This is what happens when my roommate shaves in the sink and not in the bath like me. Yeah, but I mean, there's some long strands of hair in there too. Anyway, it's done now, Devin. You can look. So, I think the next day, I've lost track of all the days, but we met Devin's best friend for breakfast, and then after that, we went to the mall because we had to go to the bathroom, and we didn't go at IHOP. But there's this sanitation station that we both thought was kind of funny, because it shows this woman just pointing down at her boobs. Well, not really at her boobs, but just kind of like down, like, sanitize here. It's like a hand guillotine. That too. That's one way to look at it, but I don't know. It's just something about the placement of this hand sanitizer and the fact that she's pointing towards her breast just, like, looks really inappropriate. It's like, oh yeah, baby, I'd like to sanitize my hands on those tits. Her boobs void. Just imagine, just like, sanitize here. I don't know why they had to place it there and put that woman there. It's a bowl of udon noodles from the local noodle shop that Devin would eat at while I was playing Okami. Is this what you titter lovers are into? Yes, we love to sanitize our hands. This is some ice cream. It's actually like, it's not fish flavored. Actually, my friend Alex told me about this ice cream, saying like, "Oh, have you ever tried that, like, that fish ice cream?" And I thought that they were talking about being fish flavored. And I'm like, well, if it's fish flavored, I don't think I want to try it. But they're like, no, it's like regular ice cream, but it's in like a little, like, it's fish shaped. So they wanted to bring me some when they came to visit me when we went to a convention, but they brought it all the way, like, they live about 4 hours away, and even though they brought it in a cooler, it still melted, so I wasn't able to try it, but I was finally able to try it when I went on this trip. Those, yeah. What else? Oh, when we went, so we bought that fish ice cream at the Asian market that Devin likes to go to. And since we were fully vaccinated, we got a free packet of this, like, spicy ramen. I'm not a huge fan of spicy ramen, but it was still good. And we got to eat some calamari that Devin made. And I think this is the last photo that's in the set. That's, excuse me, that's Devin's Universal Yums box. So normally, something that we would do is, we get this thing called Universal Yums, where each month they send you a box of snacks from a different country, and it's a different country each month. And since we live far apart, we would just, like, kind of Facebook video call while we eat the snacks. But since we were actually able to be together for this month's box arrival, I just had the box sent to Devin's address instead of mine. So we got to eat our snacks, and that's Devin's cat macadamia doing what cats do best and sitting on it. Oh yeah, this is actually from after I got home, but it was Alex's birthday, the same Alex from the fish ice cream story. It was their birthday on June 22nd, so I met up with them at this cool restaurant that kind of reminds me of the like the City of Flowers, like the houses there, like all the wood and like the vines and stuff. And it was just really cool. This looks like Zane's breakfast nook. And it was really cool. I'd go back if I could. But anyway, that's about it. That's that's my slideshow. Anyway, so let's move on to something else. Well, first things first. We gotta change this the stream information. Change it to Radiata Stories. Okay. Should I make this 2 separate streams? I'll like stop recording and then I'm gonna stop the stream and then like restart it and like change the, I don't know, the thing. It's not over. We're only just beginning. I'll definitely stop the recording. Like, I'll start a new one. Because I don't like that. I don't like when I watch, like, a stream online and it's, like, 2 different stuff. Okay. Well, anyway.